Hi everyone, it's Maeve and Katie, and we just thought that today that we would go through a Grimm's Pastel Rainbow range, all the products, and we've just set up little scenes to show you how to play with them. So if there's anyone there, shout out and say hello. And Katie is just coming in now. So as you can see, we've set up quite a few little scenes with all the Grimm's Pastel range. And I must admit, I actually prefer the Grimm's Pastel Rainbow to the... Hello, Carmel. I prefer the Grimm's Pastel range to the Grimm's Rainbow range. That doesn't really make sense. I just love the colours. I think they're really soft and subtle. And with Grimm's, everyone's all about the Grimm's Rainbow, and I think the pastel often get overlooked, but with all the new products they brought out in 2018 in the pastel, I think it's really just gorgeous. So we just thought we'd have a really quick run through of all the little products, how you can play with them, just some ideas, thoughts, and what works really well together. So let's start off. Someone asked in our group about the Grimm's building blocks.
Hello!
Hello, Katie's now joined us.
I've been monkeying. I've been having lots of fun today.
You have been. This is what Katie's been doing all day. She's been working very hard building.
No work whatsoever. Just play.
Just play. And we've done this slightly differently for a change. We've gone live on the page as opposed to the group.
And hopefully you should be able to see it in the group. So if you can see it in the group, we even say you're in the group.
Yeah, we've tried to share it to the group. So if you're in the group and you're watching it from our group as opposed to our page, let us know to see if our little test is working. So the building blocks, someone asked me the other day, oh, what do you do with the building blocks? And I think they're fabulous.
What do you do with the building blocks?
Yeah, so let's start over here. First of all, we've got, I think that's Heidi, is it?
Well, she is a farmer's wife.
Oh,
but we're going to call her Heidi because I think she looks like Heidi.
And what I love about this is an Ostheimer figure, and should we pull in closely? I know this is a Grimm's video, but that's not what you do. Let's focus on the farmer's wife and not the fact that Katie has just trashed our stand that we spent about half an hour making. What I love about Ostheimer figures, I know this is Grimm's, so it's going to be really quickly, is actually they're movable arms, so I think you get a lot more play value out of them. So to start off, we have this farmer's wife herding her horse and foaler, and we've put them in their pen, and the pen is part of the Grimm's Rainbow. They're all laughing at you.
Yep.
And you can put the building block there to make a nice little gate. Of course, you can use another part of the rainbow. The beauty about the new building blocks is that they perfectly are sized to go with the rainbows, where they're of all the different ones, so they're all the same colours, will match the same size. You can make lovely little pens there with farmers herding. And moving back over here, which Katie has knocked down and has built, but not as good as it was before.
It wasn't as good as it was before. Give it here. It was 2 seconds.
You can use the building blocks again with the arc of the rainbows to create
a little yacht.
A little yacht. Oh yeah, you've created a boat. You can use them to teach about balance, because if you and let's not do this just in case Katie knocks it over again. If you move the men up and down in it, you can learn. In fact, we'll do it. I'll show you on this one here that I've done.
Find some children. We're taking the
here
children.
you can, by putting different Grimm's friends or people or blocks or anything on it, children will learn about balance, they'll learn about weight distribution if you put them in different areas, etc. So it's a fantastic, you know, it turns the rainbow into a fantastic mathematical aid. For an older child, younger child will just love the fact that they've got a rocking boat. Not quite sure what that big noise was out the back there. So that is the Grimm's building boards. Beautiful pastel colours, and we'll actually take a few moments to look at the colours.
Let's just admire all the beautiful colours.
I think it's just our colour tones, because we're really quite into, me and Katie are both really into aqua.
And this is the thing, people are very concerned with the pastel. Oh, can I give this to my boy? It's very pink. It's actually not really very pink. There's an awful lot of blue tones through it. If you look at all the building boards and all the arcs, there's loads of greens, there's loads of yellows, there's loads of blues. There's only a couple of pieces that are pink and purple. So if you were of the mindset that boys shouldn't have pink toys, pink used to be a boy's colour and blue used to be a girl's, just so you know.
We're not of that mindset here.
We're not of that mindset either.
But some people are, and we respect their opinions. And that's, again, what Bab Me is a lot about, respecting other people's choices. So if you choose to, you know, go pink for a girl, boy for blue, or vice versa, we respect it, and we expect everyone in our group to respect it. That's a different conversation. Back to... So we've looked at the building blocks, and we've looked at the different things you can do with them. There's so many ways to play with them. Another way we've played with them is we've built... We have... Is that Red Riding Hood? It is Red Riding Hood. We've a few of these last time.
Snow White.
Snow White, sorry, Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, of course. We took the dwarfs out and put them in eggs, so we've got quite a lot of Snow Whites left over, and I think we're going to be doing something fun with them later. But what we've done here, she's riding a, again, it's a off-timer horse, and she's having a little jumping hurdle. So we've combined here the blocks, a bit of the forest, a bit of the mushrooms, and a bit of the boards to create some jumping hurdles. So that's great fun. So there's loads and loads. You can create football goalposts with them. We've got more. We'll come round to those later. So that's what you can do with the boards. I think they just give an extra element and dimension to the Grimm's Rainbow. So Grimm's Rainbow, fantastic second piece with it is the semicircles. But now a fantastic third piece with it is the building boards. So really clever. They just look like, of course, you can just stack them all up and...
You can make tents with them.
Oh, you've made a tent in the background here.
Just with a couple of leftover boards we have not used elsewhere, so we've made a little gnome house.
And here is the rainbow. We can see some of the colours there. It's beautiful. And yes, there's a unicorn on top. And over, there's more pastel stuff on the back there. We'll talk about that now. What have we got over here, Katie?
So these are the irregular building blocks. So they come in a net, and there's loads of different building blocks in there of all different shapes and sizes. You've got like hexagon shapes. You've got just really random bits and pieces. So these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little pieces are all from that net, as are this big purple piece here. Some of these pieces are absolutely huge.
Again, they're an often overlooked item, but there's great play value in them because of all the different edges.
I got these in, they do a rainbow net and they do a pastel net, and I got the rainbow net for Lily whenever she was turning 1. And they're just, because they're different shapes, you can just do so much more with them. So square blocks are brilliant because you can build all sorts of things with square blocks. But if you start putting different edges in, it teaches you all about balance. So you can use the different edges. You can use the flat edge, you can use the wide edge, you can use the small edge. And then if you go on to the blocks like this, that's got a teeny, teeny, teeny little edge. You can learn how to balance things.
Do you know those giant stones that people do and they find the point and they balance these stones? It's the beginning of that, isn't it?
There really are just endless possibilities for these, and it just makes it a little bit more interesting than just having a cube block.
And we've actually combined them at the back with the natural semicircles, and you can see the circles at the top are often an angle because the blocks are at an angle, and that's great because you're teaching all about angles.
Yeah, so I have to move my little peg man a different way to make sure that the whole thing balances, because if I put him too close to one edge, he'll just fall off. We've
built some of these quite tall, so I'm having to lift the camera up and down, so probably we're a bit jumpy today. So let's go, and another thing to play with, we've combined it with the Felt So Good bee. We've made a little beehive. Yes. Shall we have a look at that bee, because he's really cute.
He's lovely. Try not to knock everything down.
And again, what we're showing here is that Grimm's can be played with loads of other toy brands. And we've got, I mean, that's great sensory toy. You've got a felt. They're really big. I don't think people realise the size of those bees. That's my hand there, and you can see. That's a Felt So Good bee.
And he's lovely.
And he's lovely, and we put him in a little beehive there. And we've got an Ostimer unicorn on top of a cave there.
Yep.
With a couple of people and a bit of the forest.
They're all going to walk up a big mountain.
And at the back we have...
The woman who lived in a shoe.
The woman who lived in a shoe with all her...
Children. Some of whom have disappeared and are balancing on a boat at the front. So she's got the little old lady here, and then she's got a little Grimm's dwarf, and some 12 rainbow friends were in there too.
And again, that's balanced on a part of a semicircle.
Part of a semicircle and an arc of a rainbow.
An arc of a rainbow. So we've made that to look like a bit like a shoe. Children probably make a better effort at it, and that's okay. That's what all these open-ended toys are about.
Well, it wasn't really a shoe until we finished.
We decided. We had an old lady left over, and we decided where would we put her. And if we take a look at that old lady up close, I love the colour of her outfit. Again, Ostimer. Very, very tactile, beautiful toys. Now we have a whole scene going on here, Katie. Would you like to talk us through the scene?
Well, it was sort of started off as like a bit of an altar. So we have here, we've got our little princess and her frog. In my head, she's getting married. There's a unicorn in attendance as a witness. and a Grimm's Rainbow Friend here too. They've got a few little bits and pieces going on, but you know, as does tend to happen in fairy tales, a dragon has entered the party and is being fended away by a fierce and ferocious, rather handsome knight
who was playing
polo.
He was playing polo
With his oversized ball, he's cheating.
Yeah, and now he's killing off the dragon who's come to
try and steal the princess.
And there's a unicorn on top of this tower. This is a chapel, is it, where they're getting married?
Yes, must be, because she's a princess. So.
And in this, what have we got? We've obviously got the off-timey unicorn. We've got Grimm's
three pieces of pastel rainbow, so the biggest 3 pieces of the rainbow, and then we've got 2 tall pillars, and they come from the net of blocks, so the pastel blocks.
There's a lot in that net
There's
of blocks.
There's a lot in there.
Really, the toy get really overlooked, but they
such
don't
good
add
value,
so much.
Really chunky, great for smaller children and older children as they grow as well.
Yeah, because they'll grow with them and they can just build big everything with them. Yeah, and we have the
new conical tower in the pastel shades, and so you can use that for stacking, obviously, or you could use it for wheels or eyes or all sorts of different things.
Or as a altar for the chaplain.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. We've looked at the balancing before.
We've got a casa as well.
Oh, we've got a casa in the background, yes.
Just for a bit of
extra dimension. Yeah. And moving on, we now have
an aircraft hangar for Charlie's plane. No, that's not Charlie's plane. Percy plane. Charlie's car's behind him. So he's got his aircraft hangar. We have Charlie's car here pulling up to the bus station to drop off a passenger.
Is this a super funky bus station?
It's like some pancreas.
And what's in this bus station? What's it made of?
So this is made of
there's a mushroom on the top.
There's a mushroom on the top. There's some pieces of rainbow. There's some building boards in here as well. And then these are the pastel cubes.
Again, just shows what you can do with those building boards. There's so much to them that you can make these giant mushroom bus stops. And our final over here
is our enchanted forest,
which you might not see great because of the light coming in.
So we've got a few different pieces of forest here, a little cube for a little bit of height. We've got some Holsteiger toadstools. And of course, magical rainbow forest would not be complete without some Austin unicorns.
So we are loving the pastel range. As I said at the beginning, I really love the colours. I think striking down, I think I prefer it to the rainbow, the brightest rainbow.
Beautiful. It really is beautiful.
I'll just actually zoom right out so you can see the whole... You can see Katie's hard work that she had today.
Yes.
And it looks a lot better until you knocked it over.
It did, yeah.
Okay, that is us. We are... we'll be putting some of these on the items we've used. We were going to put them in the shop window. We're going to have a new pastel display, but there's going to be lots left over, which we'll put in the group later. You'll put a link to that.
I'll do a warehouse Wednesday on Saturday.
And someone can win a Snow White. Just comment on your favourite item from the Grimm's pastel range, and next Sunday Katie will randomly draw someone to win Snow White.
Rachel, can you remind me?
Speak to you all later. Bye.
Bye.